All right. Sorry. I think I'm going. And I think I'm up. All right. It is March 28th live stream here. It's 6:23 here Pacific time, Pacific Daylight Savings Time, that is. Another beautiful day here in Southern California. Summer has arrived just a week after spring started. So that's pretty nice warm weather out here in Southern California. So anyways, this is my live stream tonight. Going to be doing more listening, I think, maybe. The Bozo Net starts in about 35 minutes. I hope to join that or at least listen in on that. And we'll switch over to, let me see here, 144 270. We go there. We usually go to 144 250, but we're going to try to stay away from the Bozo Nets. That's at 144 240. So that way it gives a little space in between, and we'll probably slide back down to 144 250 there after 8 o'clock when the Bozo Net concludes its check-ins. So anyways, without further ado, again, here is some more radio stuff going on here in Southern California.
Well, the wife had, the grandkids, they were going to that dairy farm, that Splash, whatever it's called, had season passes, but the net took a dump last year. So we used the pool a lot last summer, so now she wants to put a heat on. I'm like, that goes hot.
Yeah, sort of drop them off and pick them up later. It's nice to have them always, but yeah, I got one grandson that's 10, so we spend a lot of time in the pool, usually in the summertime, but, just lately, it's just not warm enough to heat it up, and so hopefully we'll, usually, it gets a good 3 months of use, it seems like, 3 to 4 at the most, and then after that it just becomes a money pit for the rest of the time.
Yeah, it's worse than having a back lawn. Anyhow, what are you going to do, This thing, it's nice in the summertime, but I have the little plastic cover that you got on the looking at, I monkeyed around last summer with the black pipe and what have you, and the sunlight, but thinking about doing stuff like that, because you do have that sun back there, hanging off the walls or what have you, I should stay away from that.
Yeah, same here. I like one of those solar water type heater type deals that'll, when the pump runs on low all day, it kind of just, circulate through and keep it at a nice temperature. That would be nice. Or maybe one of those, solar covers. So we'll have to look into that. Then maybe this is the year to look into it. We used it a lot last year. But, other than that, today was the day where you got to clean the filters and, do all your good fun stuff. So, yeah, anyway, if that's done, and that one thing led to another, and finally it's 6 o'clock. Here we are.
Yeah, most definitely. One last cool item. Yeah, I had old, horse pump there, and they took a dump on me around 50. So I put it, I had a very old pump for there. Man, that thing really makes a difference.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I think it's a 3-speed, right? Yeah, my first one, I think when they put it in, it's probably going over 10 years ago, it went out, and then I had one put in a variable, and I think it's low, medium, high, or whatever, and it just whispers all day long. It runs for 8 hours, and then it kicks on for an hour, so it runs high, the sweeper does its thing, but yeah, it was quite a difference, because, I didn't really realize the pool running 6-7 hours on high all day, it definitely started to cost up a little bit more than I wanted to.
Yeah, there you go, Ward. There you go. Anyhow, that's the pool story. Good signal over here in Lakewood, as always, Ward. So I'll jump on out about 15 minutes.
Yeah, Roger, it's nice talking to you. You too. You're banging S9, maybe close to 10 over, so always a pleasure. Good to hear from you. So I'll be listening to myself. Take care. 73W6WWD.
All right, we'll catch up to you, Ward. Yeah, I took that screen. I think Fred jumped in there.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's nobody out here but us sandbaggers.
Who you calling a sandbagger?
Who are you calling a sandbagger?
What's your noise level over there?
who you calling a sandbagger, Fred?
Who's out there calling sandbagger? Who was that out there?
This is Greg, K6EGG.
Okay, Greg, K6EGG. Do I sound any different to you tonight?
You sound clearer tonight, that's for sure. And we're up on a live stream, so you can hear for yourself as well.
Okay, I didn't know that we're running a live stream. So what I did today, I did about 1 or 2 hours ago, I hooked up my garage door, which is about 16 feet by 20 feet. It's all metal, and I hooked a wire to it on my counterpoise.
Where did you hook it up to your radio?
Yeah, it's to the counterpoise on my grounding. I just wonder if you could tell the difference.
You sound a little clearer, but there's a heck of a lot of noise in my area. I got about 3 units of noise.
I have no noise, nothing.
Hey, Greg, how you doing? It's Ward. Nice to hear you. To answer your question, Fred, no noise here either.
With the preamp on, I only got a 2 with the preamp on.
Hey, Ward, nice to hear you. You're booming in here now, so it's great to hear your voice.
You too, Greg. Thanks for everything you're doing. Yeah, Fred, I don't run my preamp, but when it's on, it's about a 2, 2.5.
I don't either. I shut mine off. You know, I wanted to see if the meter was working because I think when I grounded my garage door, my noise level went down. I mean, 0, nothing. It's so, man, it's beautiful.
I always try to run my preamp. It brings in the stations that are a little further away. I guess I don't know if that's good or bad, but I kind of like to hear as much as I can possibly hear.
Well, that's understandable.
Did you guys all roast today in this 90-degree heat? I got my window open right now, even in my office.
I didn't even bother to turn the air conditioner on. That reminds me of Warren over there. I turned on the quad cool only an hour a day to cool down the house. No air conditioning.
Hey, Greg, this is KWA62XA. You're saying that we're live?
We are live. We are live right now. We'll do it live.
I am having trouble finding it. I'll do some more research.
Oh, I know why. Give me a second here.
Yeah, you got to make it easier for everybody. I tell everybody else to find that. You got to make it easy. You should have it. It goes to the latest episode when you're live right away. Can 6 West.
You know what? I was so eager to get on live, I didn't do all my settings correctly. So I'm setting it up right now. It's definitely on right now, but it will be harder to find. So you should be able to find it right now.
It was easy to find for me, Greg, and it looks good. You're doing a nice job on the screen capture. It's very nice.
Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate it. And while everybody's out here, I have a question for you, or not you, or anybody here. So I'm running 100 feet of LMR 400, and I looked under my desk, and I have an extra 10 feet that I'm not using. Should I cut that off? Do you think that would make that much big of a difference?
I'll stick my neck out on the block. I don't think chopping 10 feet off when you have a 90-foot run is going to make a huge amount of difference for the time and energy you're going to put into, putting on another connector. That's just my 2 cents.
Copy that. Just wondering if, just like you said, is it worth the time right now or whatever? Just trying to get a little bit more out of my station. I'm going to do the grounding in a couple weeks. I think I got all my plans set, ready to do it. I'm going to try to do it in a day or so. But I was thinking maybe I can get some signal loss out of my 100-foot run.
QSL, W6WWD. I mean, if you were changing to LMR 600 or something heavier duty, you would eliminate more line loss. But with LMR 400, with that long of a run, I don't know, unless somebody else has got a better opinion. I don't know if, all the time, like I said earlier, is worth chopping 10 feet off. I don't know if you gain much at all, or if anything.
Copy that. Fred, you still out here?
Yeah, I'm still out here. I'm trying to find you on the live.
You able to find it yet?
Yeah, me too. I'm still struggling to find it live.
Let me do a search real quick. I got a couple viewers, so somebody found it.
Yeah, it was easy to find. I gave you a thumbs up. You're ready to roll.
Yeah, it popped right up for me.
Yeah, I don't know if it has anything to do with subscribe. Like, I have subscribed to your channel, so I'm not sure if that has anything else. Or I just type in, your call, space live, and it's usually you can see the your live stream right away.
That's exactly how I have it set up. So that's kind of interesting that he's not finding it. So did you try that, Fred?
I wasn't paying attention. I was doing a video here to send the noise level over to Keith there. Come back again with that, over?
Ward just said he typed in my call sign with live after, and it was the first one to pop up. And he's subscribed too, so that would normally be the first thing that pops up. And you guys are probably seeing a glare where my name is at and my call sign is at. That's because my window is open. I should probably put something right there to block that. Glare should be gone now.
Yeah, it definitely disappeared. It wasn't bothering me, but you mentioned it, I didn't really even notice it.
Okay, I found it.
Welcome aboard, Keith. Hey, Keith, I had a question for you. There is a guy that I talked to in 5.2 a couple hours ago. He's been on here. I think his name is Dave, and he's like 2 miles away from you. Does that sound familiar?
Dave, what city's he in?
I think he's in Long Beach.
There's Dave, about a quarter mile from me. I don't have his call right off the top of my head. I have it in my log. There's another Dave that I just talked to about a week ago. It's about a mile from me. And that other Dave that does that stream, his name's Dave too. He's in San Pedro, so I got a bunch of Daves all of a sudden. Then there's Dave Bozo 12 down in Garden Grove.
So that probably didn't help, because I got 3 Daves on here. He actually works kind of, not in the same line I am, but he works at one of the same places I work in.
So Dave, my neighbor, is KM6CNF. KM6CNF.
Maybe I'll try that one first.
And he comes here once in a while. He talks to the call station more than comes down here, but he has come down here once or twice.
Oh yeah, I talked to him. I have to look. And there was so I have another Dave on my list, KB6VAN.
Hey, he claims he's from Long Beach?
No, that's Bozo 12.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's Garden Grove.
You're right. My bad. Sorry about that. I guess I'll have to look for his truck in the parking lot next time I'm at work, because he said he has call letters on his truck. And I remember seeing his truck with all kinds of antennas on it.
Well, this Bozo 12, Dave, down Garden Grove, he'll be manning the ship tonight for the Bozo net.
I thought someone's going to be out for a while. I couldn't remember who it was.
Hey, Keith, I sent you a picture there of all the noise level I got going there. You can tell Greg about it.
Yeah, let me take a look at it. Hold on.
Yeah, the seeing is believing. Stand 6 West.
So you have no noise whatsoever, Fred?
No noise.
It's kind of starting to drop, and in about 5 minutes I should have my 645 interference that should be popping in here shortly.
You think that's the street lights coming on?
I don't know. I still can't figure out what it is.
Okay, Keith will give you a report how much noise it got. Hey, Keith, you see the video?
But the streetlights aren't coming on right now, right? It's not even dusk.
No, we got a good hour. But it was still doing it after the time change.
It sounds like something's on a timer somewhere.
Oh, that reminds me, Greg, you didn't change your time on your radio.
What time is it?
It's 1840.
You know, I changed it the other night and it went back. That's weird.
Yeah, 1741 on yours. Hey, Keith, you see how much noise I got?
Yeah, Greg, I remember you changed it because I talked to you a lot the other day and you did it right during the stream. I remember that. Weird, it didn't hold.
Hey, Keith, you see how much noise I got on the video?
Yeah, it's hard to see because I couldn't blow it up, but I heard it. But I actually sent the video to Greg too, so he has a copy of it.
Yeah, you didn't see no noise, did you?
I couldn't blow up the screen to see how the size of your meter was, but sounded good. And I sent the same video to Greg, so he had a copy of it.
Okay. I think my garage door grounding even lowered my noise level. I have no noise.
Well, grounding definitely drops noise levels. That's for sure.
How much noise you got over there, Keith?
About an S5.
Oh, wow. I'd move.
Are you guys really getting all that noise?
Not me. Who's that?
It's Anto, man.
Oh, is that you, Dave? Okay, I'm glad you could join us tonight there, Dave. I know you're a busy man.
Why, thank you. But I have zero noise alerts. I don't understand it.
I don't either. Keith's the one who's always got the noise.
Maybe his brain's sending out RFI.
Craig's got noise over north of Chino Airport, and, that's K6EGG. He's got noise all the time, and Keith's got noise all the time.
What can I say? I do have a power pole like 3 feet from my station, so that could be part of it.
Chop it down.
I'd love to.
Yeah, I got a power pole probably 10 feet from my end. But no noise. If it is that, you should call us and have them check it.
Not a bad idea.
They have to do it by regulation.
I got Edison coming off of there, the telephone lines, the cable lines, now, so who knows where the sound could be coming from.
Well, check it out. Get a HT, start walking around, and as you get closer to it, lower your RF, and you get real close to it, taking it down.
I got a question for Greg over there. K6EGG live. Look at the bottom. Your screen says 329. I thought today was the 28th.
You're correct. I'm all messed up today.
Yeah, that's why it was hard to find you.
Should have been able to find it with just my call sign in live.
Well, I was going by the date because you got so many of them up there, so I was picking the date.
I actually thought it was the 29th. My bad.
Well, that's neat. You're a day ahead of schedule.
Well, if you refresh it, it should be fixed for you there. And by the way, I'm only a little lonely S3 at your house. I got to get those numbers up.
Well, there's other times that you're 5x9. Just tonight you're low, you know.
It's dry. There's a lot of static electricity in the air, so I'm sure it's probably not helping.
You see my noise level?
Oh yeah, it's non-existent.
That's right. Yeah, we refresh the screen. Now you're 328-21. There you go. KN6 West.
We normally don't get the stream before the Bozo net. That's pretty cool tonight.
Are you going to stream the Bozo net too tonight or no?
Probably. Maybe when I check in real quick.
Reminder, we'll go over 270 afterwards, since it's Bozo night.
Yeah, see, if I had a high noise level and you're low signal, I wouldn't even hear you. But, you know, normally, Greg, you come here 5.9 plus. You're a lot louder. I don't know why it's low tonight. But what I did notice today, I noticed the signals from Catalina repeater are not as strong as they usually hit me because I got antenna inside the house. I could tell that immediately. So that's why your signals are low. There's something in the atmosphere controlling that. So the signals are low to the repeater, so it's low here too. So that's understandable. Normally Catalina just slams me out, but inside, I got antenna inside the house. But today, it was only about 3 or 5.
Some not good conditions. We had a couple good nights of really good conditions, and we had that guy out in Joshua Tree out. Remember we're all talking to him?
Yeah, I wish he'd check in more often.
He may not be able to because of conditions.
Greg's hitting me with an S8 tonight, S8. Are you still out there?
Yeah, Keith, what's going on? W6WWD.
Hey, were you talking to Andy earlier, or who were you talking to? I caught the tail end of it.
Oh, Skeet, Alpha India 6, Sierra Papa.
Oh, okay, roger that.
Keith, tell Greg about that guy in San Peter, what he's all trying to do there.
No, we've already talked about that. That's old news.
Oh, okay. I got on the tail end of it then. But I'm very happy with my noise level. It even went down more. I used to only have about an S1, you know, maybe S1 and a half. Now it's 0.
Yeah, what's it on the call frequency, Fred?
What call frequency? FM? The call frequency or call frequency here at 2 meter sideband?
I'm sorry, the FM.
Okay, let me go check. I'll be back. KN6 West.
Love Arrowhead water. Just love it. Drinking it since I was a kid.
I was able to talk to, I think Benny was out on 5.2 earlier. I sat in my car for like 5 minutes before it got a little too hot. I was just about ready to text you there, Keith, to see if we can make a contact. But, yeah, it was way too hot to be chilling in my car today.
On the call frequency FM, it's a 1.
Roger that. That's good. Okay, because I got about a 3.5 to 4, but I'm flat up here on sideband, so good deal. Good to know.
You got 3.5 to 4 on the call frequency on FM, right?
Roger.
I got a 1, but remember, I did a lot more grounding today. I got my whole garage door is grounded now. It just flattened everything out. And on HF, I mean, it's flat. Wow. So more grounding's better. I mean, I know everybody says, well, maybe that's not enough. Well, you won't convince me. I'm looking at my meters.
It also dropped my signal, though.
No, that's just band conditions. Greg, you're usually a lot louder to me. But you're still loud to me. Your audio is loud. The signal is down. Your audio is still loud to me.
Let me make sure I'm running full power here.
Full power? Maybe your radio's giving up on you.
No, I'm at full power. My amplifier says I'm at full power, so I should. Yep, it's going.
Yeah, that's more radios. More radios, more grounding.
I'm not even running ground.
See, that's why you're losing already.
I don't run ground. I run the opposite. I charge it. I put a hot 220 live wire on it.
Hey, Dave, you going to check on the bozo net tonight?
I don't think so. What time?
9 minutes.
What freak?
144.240.
4 off, or 240, 10 off where we're at.
Roger, D.
Down.
Now listen, I'm not a bozo though. I'm a clown, but not a bozo.
Get a number.
Is that the Dave I was talking to earlier today?
How's your still work?
Oh no, I'm on my home QTH now. What was is your call sign KM6CNF?
Firm.
Copy that. I like we talked about earlier, I am just about as bad as the call signs as you.
Okay, no worries. Mine's an age issue.
So, Greg, Dave and I are literally a quarter mile away from each other.
Interesting. You're like you could see in my meter here, just about an S9, and Dave, let me look again. You were kind of mixed with the noise a little bit. About an S4 probably.
Yes, look. Grounding wires.
But you got yours charged.
240 volts worth. I'm surprised my nightly interference has not come in yet.
So, Dave, are you aware that we're live streaming right now? Were you aware of that?
Greg and I were talking earlier today. He was at the pond.
Oh, okay. Very cool. So you know all about it. Yeah. Just do his call sign live. You can find all of the internet if you're interested.
Yeah, I sat in my car for about 5 minutes and decided that was not a good idea. It was 90, 95 degrees, whatever, according to what my car said on the display there. So I was chatting with him for a few minutes, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to go back inside where it's 58 degrees inside the Honda Center.
Yeah, it got a little warm today.
Hey, Greg, is this any better?
It's different. It's hard to understand you, though.
that's interesting.
Yeah, it almost sounds off frequency, but it's not. Does that make sense?
144250, right?
Yeah, I'm up about 2 kcs to dial some guys in, but that's, it's weird sounding almost, like hollow.
Is my signal any different?
Oh yeah, it's way stronger.
Yeah, it's stronger than Ford.
Oh yeah, you're peaking a little over, almost an S6 now.
Roger that. Better than Ford.
Keith, did he sound any different to you?
Down all over me right now at 20 over.
Wow, that's crazy. He's closer to me and I don't even hear him. Yeah, I just switched radios and antennas. I have this dual band radio antenna on top of a 60-foot tower. The other one was only at about 40 feet.
I definitely have a lot more signal on you. That's 100% for sure.
Yeah, and I also can hear you much better now also.
What radio is that, Dave?
It's Yossi 9918.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm talking about. You sound a little low to me, though.
What do you mean?
Frequency low, like do you have the red on or something?
Say it one more time.
Did you adjust a little bit? You sound a little better right there. I'm not understanding what you're saying. All of a sudden off frequency. I really haven't moved. Yeah, I know. It's probably wrong radio.
Try it one more time now.
Do you want me to give you a 5 count? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. WA6QXA.
Oh, okay, that helps. Is it pretty low?
Yeah. You're a little closer, I think. Cool.
Copy that.
You got a little help, you said, huh?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I swapped with your watts from negative. No help. Just 100 watts. I'm sorry, 50 watts.
Oh, okay.
Think I'm the wrong radio.
What's Fred doing over at the other frequency already?
He's telling some guy he grounded his garage door.
Oh, my God.
He's going to ground the Edison system next.
It's going to be on the front page of the LA Times tomorrow.
He's going to plug his mobile into his ground next.
Yeah, but he's up there and he's 10 over, 10 bleeding 10 over on me.
Weird. He does not sound like he did before. But like we just talked about, it's a 99% chance of conditions tonight. It's pretty dry out right now.
That a little breezy, which causes a little extra static electricity. So I'm going to rock and roll next door and get my check-in in. Then I'll meet you guys back at 270 a little later. Sound good?
Sounds good to me. I'm going to roll down there too as well. K6EGG QSY 144240 for the Bozonet check-in at 7 p.m. Pacific.
So right now, we QS whatever. I forget. Sorry, it's been a long couple days. I changed frequencies over to 144.240. for the Bozo check-in that starts at 7 p.m. It's a net that people check in from all the way from Arizona, sometimes Nevada, and Northern California on upper sideband. It's been going on for, I think, like 15, 16 years, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to tune into that for a few minutes and see how the check-ins are going to go in tonight. Hopefully the noise level kind of continues to go down like it is already. So we'll tune into this.
K6EGG. I was just talking up to Santa Monica up there, and he told me I had a real good signal, so I guess my garage door is working real good.
I'm sure it is, Fred.
Yeah, I already got good reports. I don't know if you guys were listening to me a while ago. I just got off with the guys in Santa Monica. They said it's pretty loud over there, 20 over.
Good evening, Fred. KB6VN.
Good evening. Bozo number 834 for early check-in.
Now, hang on, guys. Let me get this thing on the road here. So I take it this is David, KB6VN, Bozo number 12, Nick control this evening for the Sunday edition of the Bozo Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All right, not hearing anything. Got you, Fred, 834. Who else is in there?
853, 853. 78. 853, 853.
463.
595, 595.
I got Skip in there, number 28. Good evening, Skip. All right, Skip, got you in there. Let's see, I got, 463. Good evening.
Good evening. I have nothing for the net tonight. This is Greg, 463, K6EGG.
All right, Greg. Hey, thanks for checking in this evening. I appreciate it. Okay, the next one I got is 595. Good evening.
Good evening, David. Hope you're doing well. Nice day today. 89 degrees over here. I love it. Summertime. Have a great one. 7-3, K86JES.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, it was pretty warm over here today. Have a good week coming up. Next one I wrote down was 248. Good evening. All right, Al. Yeah, I heard you a little bit earlier talking in there, so hey, thanks for checking in this evening. All right, let's get the ball on the road here. Who else that I can hear wants to check in?
853, 853.
853, good evening.
Hi, Dave. This is Keith, 853, Long Beach. How you doing?
Doing good, Keith. How you doing today?
Can't complain. It did get a little warm here. It got maybe 84, 85 here in Long Beach even. So with that, I'll let you go because you got a busy evening ahead of you here.
Yep, sure do. Yeah, and I guess it's going to be warm the rest of the week. Thanks, Keith, for checking in. Catch you guys probably tomorrow on the other one. Let's see. 248. Did I mention you already? Yeah, right. It mentioned Al. Let's see. 778.
try to work this way at the beginning of the net so that everybody gets a chance to check in. Thanks, Jeff. Have a good week. Yeah, very good. Well, like I said, I tried to point to the northwest at the beginning of the net. Pat does too. We start this direction, then work our way clockwise. Over. You're welcome. Have a good week. Let's see. The next one I heard was 8:45. Good evening.
Yeah, 8:45. N6JKI. All is well here in Long Beach. 88 degrees here today. Just checking into the net. Over.
Oh, very good. Yeah, it was pretty warm, I believe, everywhere today. So I understand it's going to be warm for the rest of the week there, Alex. So hope you have a good week.
73 N6JKI.
All right, who else is out there would like to check into the Sunday edition of the Bozo Net?
878.
David.
Okay, guys, give it a second before it's like my relay on keys. Otherwise, I don't hear all the numbers. Try it again.
WA6EGG
142. 878.
Okay, so let's see here. 738, good evening. You're welcome, Skeet. Sorry I didn't make it on C4 FM Monday. I had other things, had a Zoom meeting to catch up, but nice to hear you. All right, 73. 845, good evening.
Called me, N6JKI.
Yeah, getting confused here. 878, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Dave. Just checking in. Thanks for doing the net. Have a good evening. W6WWD.
Yeah, good evening. Thanks for waiting for me to get my numbers straightened up here. All right, this is David, Bozo number 12, net control this evening. Who else would like to check in?
All right, we'll try it on the beam. 142.
885. 885.
No, must not be turned our way. WA6E number 10.
All right, 142, good evening.
Good evening, David. Hope everything's going well with you.
Yeah, Phil, I'm not quite pointed at you, but got you in there, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. KI6EWO, Bozo 142.
All right, 858, good evening. Did I hear Eddie out there? K6EGG? All right, this is David, KB6VAN net control. Who else would like to check in? 885, I just called you.
Oh, sorry, I heard 858. Yeah, this is 885, KN6, KYC.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for checking in this evening. Yeah, you too. 365, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Well, North K6, Delta Delta Mike. Operator 873,
Yeah, Russ, thanks for waiting around. 73, have a good week. All right, I'm still pointed northwest. Anybody else, Long Beach, Palos Verdes, Compton, Torrance would like to check in? Anybody at the high desert, Victorville, Lake LA. This is David, KB6VAN, Bozo number 12, net control. Good evening, Dean. How are you?
Just fine there, Dave. I'll tell you, the weather's just changed up here. We got up to 88 today, which is kind of a booster right now, but that's what it is. K6EGG, thanks for checking in.
Well, you're welcome, Dean. 73, have a good week. Anybody else would like to check in?
740.
Good evening, Jim. How are you?
Good, David. N6OVA, 740 over here in Loma Linda. So I'm doing well. I just got in from visiting my grandson. Felt good to get out today and see the family. N6OVA.
Yeah, very good, Jim. Yeah, you're a little weak tonight. I must not be pointed at you. So, hey, thanks for, you going to be around for a little bit?
Roger. Yeah, I'll be here for the rest of the night.
All right, very good. Mike, you in here yet?
Yeah, present and accounted for. Good evening.
Sounds like the guys are over the desert. You want to give them a shout?
Yeah, I hear him yakking it up in the background.
Check me in there, will you? W6PMD. Number, what is it, 58.
All right, Pat, got you in there. Yeah, I hear the guys over there chatting it up over there. So I don't know if they are hearing us tonight or not. This is David, KB6VAN. Bozo number 12, net control. 197.
Yeah, he's in there strong now. You guys listening over in Havasu, KG6EXO for the Sunday Night Bozo Net. Yeah, we can hear you chatting in the background, John. Nothing wrong with that. Good evening to you. How's everything in Lake Havasu today? Yeah, boy, we had about the same thing. Sunshine, 91 degrees was the high. It was a little warm at my house, but we'll take it. Is Dave around today? I heard him in the background too. W7OJT, KG6EXO. Yeah, thank God for that. Yeah, when the wind's going, it makes everything miserable. I agree with you. But yeah, like I said, we had a nice day over here. Got a lot of chores done outside. Yeah, very good. Well, I should be available Wednesday, and if everything goes right, we can drop down on frequency and give it some tries for sure. Sounds good to me. Yeah, likewise. Always fun for me as well to work the guys that are out there a far piece and some of the lower powered stations as well. Very good. Well, we'll plan on that for sure. In the meantime, is there anybody else around Arizona that you guys are hearing? All right, we'll give it a shot. K6SQA from Kilo Germany 6 Echo X-Ray Ocean, KG6EXO and Delta Mike 13.
Hello, everybody. So that's the BozoNet. It normally goes on for roughly about an hour, 60 minutes. Sometimes it goes over a little bit. A lot of the times, once it gets about 15, 20 minutes, sometimes a half hour in, it's hard for me to hear the distant stations, so I'm just hearing them call out. So unfortunately, I can't really hear much after that. I don't have a beam set up here. I just have a vertical X50A diamond antenna up above my house roof line, just by about 5 feet. So I don't get the distant stations like the check-ins there. So I'm going to slide up to our regular, actually, I'm going to slide up to 144.25270, where everybody kind of lands after the net. They try to stay away from the BozoNet so they can get the distant stations in. But I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So stand by here and take a listen, and we'll get things going.
Roger. That's how I understand it, yes. QSL. Okay, well, that's great to know. Thank you for that information. I will talk to M Square tomorrow, and then, I'm not quite sure. I know, I took apart that T connector, and sure enough, there was, the pins, the female connectors were in there. Everything looked fine. Everything seemed to check out fine, so I'm baffled.
Yeah, you notice it's WWD there. When I was on 144.250, I was slid up 2 KCs, and now that he's on 144.270, I have to slide down 3 KCs. So kind of interesting conditions here tonight. Usually I automatically go up a little bit on him, but for some reason, and maybe he's tuned to somebody else right now. But here is, let me get it back over to the frequency there.
So I went ahead and I straightened them out, and I screwed them back in hand tight, and unfortunately that didn't change anything. You're talking about the ones that screw into the T? Oh, okay. Well, I think I'll look at that right now while you guys are all out here. I'll see if I can move that around. I'm sure we got something there. So that's an adjustable piece in there, you're saying? good. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Fred. Very much. Thanks, Alex.
K6OS. Hey, Alex, what about the battery trick? Hook it up to the battery, negative and positive on the battery in case one of the little wires are touching the side, it'll burn it off. What do you think about that? I think I'd give it a go because you never know. I don't know how sensitive his ohm meter is. QSL. Okay, I understand. Anyway, I'm listening to Greg over there, and you're not quite making it down to the casino. I hear Ward real loud. I hear myself real loud, but you're not quite making it to the casino tonight. K6OS.
Alex, I appreciate it. Thank you. I've got the T off it now. I'm going to unscrew it and see what I can find out. I'll be listening here. Thanks again for all your knowledge. W6WWD.
Yeah, he's live streaming right now. You got to turn on. He's live streaming right now. Ward's making it over there real good. I'm making it over there real good, and I'm listening to you on the radio, and I'm listening to live streaming, and your signal's not traveling there. So the only I could think, and I know you can argue me on the point, Warren's grounded real good. I'm grounded real good. You're not grounded all right. And I know other times you can't talk, but tonight the grounding I think makes a big difference because you're not making it a seal at all. Hey Ward, are you listening to the live streaming there, K6OS?
Fred, hi, W6WW. I'm not listening to it. I have it on my computer, but I'm more focused in on this phasing harness deal that's been driving me crazy for the past few days.
Okay, well, the other trick Alex showed me many years ago, a lot of times you might have one little wire like the size of eyebrow hair, just a little itty-bitty wire that you can't see. So if you go to your battery, 12-volt battery on your pickup, and then put negative and positive on that coax cable, and if it's touching, it'll burn it off.
Okay, well, real good. I'm going to go ahead and check this out right now.
Okay, K6OS. That's another little trick there. Maybe your meter is not that sensitive to show that. Because, you know, you buy a really expensive ohm meter, you could spend, $400 to $900. Maybe your ohm meter may not be showing one little wire touching, you know what I'm saying? But if it's touching and you put a negative and positive across that coax cable there, I'll guarantee it'll burn it off immediately.
Yeah, QSL, well, it's definitely not a high-end. It's probably a $40 or $50 ohm meter, so it's not a $900. So, I mean, it was working. So obviously, I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep investigating. I have it open now. I've got a little spotlight here, so I'm trying to figure out how this stuff works. Go ahead.
No, I'll put across the battery, short across the battery. Take both ends of the coax cable loose and short across the battery. So you got a CPO meter, so it might not even registering that. You might not even be seeing that. But if it's touching, one little whisker wire is touching there, and you put it across the battery, it'll burn it off. And then go test it again. It'll burn it off instantly. It only takes a couple seconds.
Okay, QSL. Well, it's the first time I've ever looked inside one of these T connectors, so I'm going to take a peek here. It looks like the end connector, the female way it's screwed in here, looks like it might be soldered to something. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. Yeah, it's a female going into the aluminum block where and the other side of the block has got the two 75 ohm look like female connectors that screw into it as well. Are you talking about the two
females that screw in? Okay, well, there's only one it's a female end receive that's screwed into the block, and then there's two off the phasing harness that I've screwed out. And I'm kind of looking into this aluminum block where it looks like the end connector might be soldered to something, QSL. Well, this one looks like it looks like you could put a wrench to it, and twist it off the block. I'm not sure if it's connected to anything inside the block or just the tip of the connector is just soldered. You know where I'm going with that? I did, and I didn't find anything. Nothing showed up. I did do the shield to shield. As I recall, I didn't say anything either. Everything checked out fine. That's what's perplexing. Of each harness I did, yes. Nothing, it didn't register anything. Well, no, I don't have an adapter that I'm trying to understand exactly what you're saying. There's only the one end female that screws into this block, and then the two 75 ohm that screw in here. You know what? That's a good point. There is an adapter on it. I know I don't like using it, but it was one of my early purchases on the LMR 600, where it was two PL59s, because that's what I had on the other antenna. And I did try to use a different PL259 to end mail, and it didn't change it. Roger, when I pulled them out, they were definitely, if you take your index finger and you just crank it to the left, at about a 10 or 11 o'clock, that's kind of how it looked. So I straightened them out and I screwed them in again, being as straight as I could get them. So with that being said, that's where I'm at. Yeah, QSL. Again, I tried two different adapters, the PL259 to end mail, and it didn't change it. So, yeah, that's where I'm kind of lost at it. Yeah, what I might do, it's a good point. I might, this is, like I said, my original purchase, but I have another run of LMR 600 that has an end mail, and so I wouldn't have to use an adapter. I should have thought about that. I'll probably try that tomorrow. No, and I appreciate all your help. I am just trying to figure this out, but yeah, I'll give M Square a call tomorrow, and then probably what I will do is I'll try a different run of coax without the adapter. So, and if that works, then I know and I already bought new connectors for it anyway to convert it to the end mail. So I'll get that handled. Hopefully that's the problem. No, it's outside, tucked up on the eave, but I have the wiring harness, of course, but no, I can't. But I think that's what I'll do tomorrow. I'll try a different run. Roger. I thought about that. I thought, well, maybe one's gone bad, so I took the one off my analyzer, and it was the same. Yeah, QSL. No, you have to make sure that they're tight. Yeah, and I'm wondering these little connectors that come out of these 75 ohm, they're a little wiggly. They're not really like rock solid within the center conductor there, the dielectric. So I wonder if these should be changed or if that's normal. Oh yeah, I unscrewed them. But the actual little bit of the center conductor, it comes through the white little dielectric, and you can move it around. It's got a little wiggle to it. It's not like it's really solid. Yeah, it's the pin part that wiggles. It's not the female part. It's the I call it the male coax that's coming out. That might be it. I mean, each one spins inside the dielectric. The pin that's sticking out, yes. It looks like it's pressed in. I'll send you a picture of it. Oh, I see these ones out here. Okay, well, geez, that might be the problem. I'll go ahead and I'll send you a picture to see if you got an idea where I'm going with it. Thanks, Alex, W6WWD.
For those that might be listening to the live stream, they're talking about Ford's M-squared 2-meter loops. He's struggling to get them in tune properly and in phase with each other. And Alpha is giving some great advice to help him with the situation. This is WA6QXA, Keith, Long Beach.
K6EGG, photos are on the way, W6WWD. So the end male goes into this female. The coax that's hanging out of these little 75 inserts, yes, they're kind of wiggly inside and they spin around. Yeah, no, I was referring to N was the big one that goes into the block, but these two small ones for the 75 ohm coax. QSL, well, that lead that's hanging out of both of them that is pretty much identical in length, those were the ones that were originally bent over, like I said a little while ago, and if you take your finger, you can actually spin that lead that's hanging out inside that dielectric. I have not. I'll do that now.
Who's out here tonight? This is WA6QXA. Keith, let's do a roll call.
Good time to do a roll call. K6EGG, City of Chino, 2 miles north of the Chino Airport. Wow, it's really quiet out here.
6JJ, W6WWD. Okay, yeah, when I do the positive into this little connector here, and I use of course, the negative on the other side, it's coming up pretty much flat, nothing. Okay, oh well, yeah, when I put the mic down, I hold it on a lot tighter onto the two leads. It'll come up all zeroed out with OL. The needle, well, my meter says all zeros and OL. Yeah, it goes back to auto, so it'll trip to 4 zeros and then OL, and then it'll reset back to auto again. It's showing 0 ohms. I mean, it's flat. This one doesn't, a digital one, it just shows it that 00.00 and then ohms OL. Yeah, that's how I read it. That's what how I understood it as well. I'm going to check the second one right now. This one's coming up 000 with a 1. It's not all zeroed out. Roger that. It looks like that was probably the case at one point. It feels like there's some solder. If you flew up the picture, I don't expect you to, but it looks like somebody did dabble some solder on there at one time. Yeah, Roger. One N connector and these two, I guess you call them S, but I call them 75 ohm connectors, but yes. That's what they look like. Okay, got it. Oh, is that right? Yeah, I sent you a picture. I tried to get inside. It looks like just that female end connector that's got solder at the end. And so these two S connectors, they're supposed to be straight, and are they supposed to ground out on the block, or just go? Looks that way, doesn't it? The center just goes straight in. I'll take another picture, but it's got, where it's threaded through it, and it goes right down into a block area that's kind of like a half cut and half open. I'll send it to you if you don't mind. QSL, thanks, Alex. W6WWD, be back. Well, that's why I was asking if these were supposed to be grounding, attached to the left and the right slot of that square, because the end female screws in, and then these just kind of, like I said, when I took them out, they were bent at a 45, not a 45, but what I showed you, but I didn't see where they went in or connected to anything. Okay, so these three these two need to go onto that female that's into the block. Oh, that's how okay, so that's the problem. So what you probably just nailed it. These two, if I take that top nut off, I can then get in there and solder these two connectors to that female in there. It sure is. Okay, wow. Amazing. Thank you, Alex. I did not take the top nut off nor the in female. I just took out these two S connectors just because I was curious to see what was going on. So maybe I did it when I unscrewed it. I bet you're right. Yeah, I know you're right. Okay. Thank you very, very, very much. You don't know how much it means. This thing's been driving me crazy for 2 days. And I appreciate you again. Thank you very much, W6WWD. The professor has handled the class. I've got your back now. Don't worry about that.
Anybody home tonight? This is Greg, K6EGG from the city of Chino. It's a very, very, very quiet night tonight. Usually Sunday nights is our busiest night. Everybody must be enjoying sitting outside in their patio or something tonight.
Hey Greg, it's Ward, W6WWD. Not ignoring you, just got my hands taking apart a piece of this antenna, so it is quiet.
No problem. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past anybody who's enjoying this nice evening right now. What is it? 7:45. The sun just went down, and it's probably about 75 degrees outside.
Yeah, roger that. It's warm for sure. So not ignoring it, but I'm dissecting this piece that Alex was kind enough to diagnose for me. So I might get some sanity back.
What did you have go wrong there?
Well, I don't know if it's operator error or not. It's a little connector that for these loops, and they have two 75 ohm cables that go into it, and they connect. I guess they're supposed to be soldered to the female end connector, and they obviously were not. When I took them out, they were not, and I don't know if I did it or not. But I do the loops. I could get them all SWR flat and make them, be happy, and then I put the harness on together, and it'd go crazy. So it was driving me nuts, and Alex just hit it right on the head because I had no clue.
Very interesting. Is that on the back of your radio?
I know it's for some antennas on the outside, some horizontal loops.
I got you there.
W6WW Delta, Ward, are you in there? K6 West.
Hey, Fred, how you doing? W6WWD.
Real good. I was listening to the Bozo net there, and they were pointing the beams up to Bakersfield. I could not hear anybody up in Bakersfield. But my antenna, I'm receiving real good up to Mammoth and June Lake.
You need another ground then if they can't hear you in Bakersfield.
Real good. I was shocked. So my antenna's mostly from that area toward Marshall. I'm receiving better that way, but toward Bakersfield, no. So I was very shocked to hear June Lake and...
For those of you watching, I will personally be back by about 30 minutes. I got to go run an errand real quick. A bunch of my family, myself included, have some allergy issues going on right now with headaches and what have you. No, it's not COVID. I just got tested a couple days ago. I get tested every day pretty much at work now. So I think my daughter's got a little allergy problem, very similar to what I have going on right now. So I'm going to go get some child Tylenol for her. And I should be back hopefully by 8:30. So I'm going to let you guys take a listen to all this here.
Who knows? But I can tell I am receiving better, but it's a little bit directional, I noticed.
Roger. Well, good job. That's fantastic. I'm sorry, I got my hands full. I'm testing this thing out, but interesting that you're hearing to the north, way far north.
Okay, I'll let you go back to your testing. KS6OS out here, Cerritos, California. Anyway, for the U-streamers out there listening, N6JJI out there in Bellflower, I noticed we can't hear them too good out there. I hear them real good, but I don't hear them on the U-stream. But in about another 30 or 60 days, Alex will be getting his new antenna up, which will be more ground and more radio. So that'll be interesting how he gets picked up on YouTube here streaming. So that'll be interesting. And then the station will be grounded too. So then we can say, hey, he wasn't grounded. Now he's grounded. He's getting out there better. Ward's grounded. Keith's grounded. I'm grounded. And Alex is not grounded yet, but yet we don't hear him. But when he gets more grounded, maybe we'll hear him real loud out there by K6EGG Golf by the Keno Airport. That'll be an interesting test here in about another 30, 60, 90 days. And so anyway, we're going to swing it over to you, Greg. K6EGG, KN6OS out here. Greg by the computer there. He left. Probably went to do a coffee break or something. He'll be back. Keith, are you out there? WA Quebec X-Ray Alpha KN6OS. N6JJI, K6OS, are you out there, Alex? Oh, I don't need nothing. I'm just, you sound real good to me, loud and clear here, but according to the streaming out there, you know, and they're not picking you up too good over there. Can't hear you at all.
is because I heard you on the Ustream before, nice and loud. But what I'm getting at is maybe if you were grounded, you might making the trip now if you were grounded. You know, who knows? Trial and error. We'll see here in the next 90 days when you get your antenna set up and you're all grounded. But I'm pretty sure with more grounding, you'll be getting out there all the time. I know it's not your problem. We're just talking amateur radio, having your fun. I know it ain't your problem. Okay, so on YouTube, it looks like we're talking to ourselves, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Ghost talking. But I do notice my receive came up. I was here in June Lake and Mammoth tonight on the Bozonet. I heard them before. They used to come in scratchy, but tonight I heard them real clear. So it did make a big difference. I know you can say band conditions. Yeah, that might be too, but I talked to Santa Monica. Everybody said I was screaming loud there 20 over, so it made a big difference. So I think it's a little bit of everything, conditions and grounding. But right now the band's bad because I got my antenna inside here listening to Catalina, and I don't hear as good as my mobile antenna inside. It used to before be full slam, so the band conditions are down, and I can still hear good on 2-meter sideband. So you tell me. Okay, you had enough of the ground, okay. Okay, well, I got to get my loops out. I got to find them. If they're there, I've seen them before and misplaced them again, but I'm going to get the loops out. I opened up the 440 loops, and when I opened up the little door and looked inside, there was a little spider living in there. Yeah, they like living inside that little canister, huh? Mine was too, a little spider inside there. They like that nice home. What would you do for the 100 watts? Okay, I get it now. That's smoking spiders.
So does Webb help with the match or make it worse? Like little rubber grommets or something? Oh, roger. I stepped away for about 10-15 minutes. Is the board getting a little, having any success with the information you gave them? If I can get AM radio on my cell phone with an app, will that work just as good? Okay, gotcha. I didn't think about that.
Well, start thinking there, Keith. Hey, Keith, did you hear how I'm receiving up north on the Bozonet?
Yeah, I heard that. Congratulations. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can receive pretty good. but I don't know. I should get an ohm meter. See, they're all connected together, but I don't know with an ohm meter if they're all 100% connected. So the only way for me to do is take some flexible wire or flexible cable and to go each panel and take the mold out, sand it, and remold it up on each panel, going all the way up. Make sure that I'm ground on each panel.
If you're not, what are you going to do to fix it?
What's that?
If you're not, what do you have to do to fix it?
Sand it and clean and mold.
Oh, gotcha.
Which I'm going to do. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to run a cable, flexible cable, because it's a garage door, and I'm going to sand, clean, go all the way up. I'm going to get some washers so I can, bigger washers, oversized washers, so I can wrap a wire around the bulb and tie it back down in and go all the way up that garage door.
Okay.
Then I know every one is grounded. Right now I got a magnet on one, so I could be losing on the other panel. Maybe 50%, maybe the next one 25%. I don't know unless I go across there with an ohm meter. So for the fastest way for me is just run a new wire and sand each panel. I don't know how many panels I got, 20 or 25. Take out 25 bolts out, copper washers or stainless steel, and go with a wire and go all the way up.
So you have to let me know how it turns out.
Well, I know it's going to work. I can see the difference already, but I don't know how much I'm grounding across that panel, which I really don't know until I run the ohm meter. But anyway, Ward brought up something interesting. Now he was checking something out, and they had an ohm meter only cost $10, $15. And my question to Alex is, maybe that ohm meter wasn't as sensitive enough to get a reading what he was looking for.
I think he said it was around $40 or $50.
Yeah, so I got one that cost $400. Go!
Yeah, Alex soldering, go ahead. QSL, you were a lifesaver. Thank you very, very much. I've said it 100 times. Yeah, I've got one soldered. I'm going to do the other side, and then I think we'll be back we'll finally be in business.
Is that something on your loops there that Alex found for you? I got part of the tiller and the cannibalization board. Did he find your problem on your loops?
Yeah, Roger. I guess they're S connectors, the little 75 ohm connectors go into this aluminum block that were not soldered on or had come off either by me or whatever to the female end connector, so they weren't making a connection. So that's why the SWR went from flat 1.07 to 9.8. So I'm now in the midst of soldering them to that the female part, and I'll hopefully be back in business.
Ah, okay, K6EGG. Did your ohm meter show you that or no?
Well, everything checked out correct on the ohm meter, but I didn't probably did not know how to check. When I did check the end male and these S connectors, I didn't get any reading, so inexperience to go with that probably.
Okay.
Zero. Right, and open line, right? Open connection. Yeah, QSL. I couldn't find. Yeah, and it was a quick one, but it was better than nothing. So thanks a million, Alex. I'm working on it.
Get going. I want that done. Let me see. It's 8:04 now. Should be done at 8:10. And at 8:20, the solder gun will be cooled down.
Yeah, with all this fumbling with the microphone, I freaking burned my finger.
Can we go to 1296 right now? Okie dokie.
I guarantee it's in the place where you put it. It didn't move. I hope you do too. I'm looking for one or two things too myself. Well, I had that too. I got a wife that did that, and I'm still searching through everything. The beam you bought, you got one from HR. What is that, a 24 element? I thought you bought a 1.2 beam. Okay, how long is it? Wow! Yeah, I know, but I lost one part. I told you I'm still looking for it yet. Wow! 24 element. Okay, well, the only person I talked to was more than 1.2. And I heard a net up there, so I'm looking for somebody else to talk on 1.2. Ward's got his down right now, so I don't got nobody to talk to at 1.2. It's lonely at the top. Okay. Now let me see if there's anybody there. I'll check it right now. K6 left. You never know. And 6 left. I got it. I got 1.2 beams now. I got 4 of them. I got 4 of them. 1.2. I do too. 2 by you and 2 by HRO. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 horizontal and 2 vertical. Try to go both ways. I know that. Try to go horizontal and vertical. Yeah, I got the correct switch for it. I just got to buy more coax cable and connectors, and I need to buy a rotor. I like the AC rotors, but boy, they're expensive. Maybe I got to break down one. Who's got a cheap little real cheap rotor I can put on there? Who's that? What, HRO sells that? Are they cheap? How much money? Oh, that ain't bad. Yeah, you don't see the television rotors like you used to. Okay, I'll check it out. How much coax cable I should run? I should say, what, underneath 30 feet? Well, I'm going to feed it with LMR 600 and then put some LMR 400 flex for the rotor to turn around. So I don't know how much coax cable I need there. What do you think, 3 feet to turn the rotor around? I can't go shorter, but that's about it. No. I'm running LMR 600 to the antenna. Now I'm going to have it on a rotor. Now the LMR 400, what's the shortest I can run to go on a rotor?
I am back. I had to run to the grocery store real quick. Grab something for my daughter.
I think 3 feet will do me fine. feet. You think I need to put a choke on it? Okay. How about a coax choke? Wind it. Okay. But when I got the ground planes, one from HO, I read the directions, it said to do a choke on it, a wound a choke on the ground plane, which I did. Well, there you go. Well, that's cheaper than a ham rotor. Who's that made by? Channel Master, where do you get them at? Walmart? What do you think? Who do you think? Orville? Who's got one in stock? Okay, K6EGG. You're not working for me anymore? Okay.
He's on my payroll.
I'm seeing the RCA outdoor antenna rotor for about $103. I don't know how much weight it can handle and stuff like that, but it's kind of cool. It's actually got a remote control, like a TV remote control and stuff like that.
Where's that at?
You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Staples, online, stuff like that. Online, they're about $103 to $109.
That ain't bad.
I just don't see the specs on how much weight you can handle, But the little antenna you're talking about doesn't seem like it's that heavy.
No, it ain't that heavy.
Yeah, Staples sells that same one, I think, for $103. Actually, $102.99. Yeah, I'm sure it's strictly mail order, though. They also will sell the antenna that you got. Staples will sell the antenna that you got. But it has a remote control, like a TV remote control. That's kind of cool. You see, it's the only thing that seems kind of negative. It adjusts in 10-degree increments. Is that precise enough? Well, there you go, Fred. There's an inexpensive way to go about it. This is an amateur hobby.
Yeah, K6EGG.
Especially Greg.
Real amateur.
Greg, what happened to your face? I didn't think you were out there anymore.
I was. I had to run to the grocery store real quick. My daughter is not feeling too good. I have some allergies going on right now. We think that's what it is. So I had to go get some child Tylenol real quick.
I thought maybe you had to go to the store and get a science project for her.
That'll be in a couple of years, probably.
Well, your science project could be ham radio.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the cool thing about it, I was streaming this in my car on the way over, so I got to hear you guys talk.
That's funny.
Maybe I should leave it up, the stream up when I'm gone at work or something, so I can hear you guys when I'm at my work QTH, because I don't have a sideband available.
Did you hear Alex and Fred arguing with each other?
I can't really hear Alex tonight for some reason. Were they arguing over grounds?
Exactly.
They were?
Yeah, Alex doesn't want to hear about it anymore.
I'll get my ground eventually. I'm still on the fence about me taking 10 feet off of my LMR 400 because I looked up something after I talked to Ward, and there's a site on the internet. It's a cable loss calculator on KV5R.com, KV5R.com, and you could put in all your specs on your kind of cable you have, your length of cable you have, and what wattage you're putting into it, and it gives you an equation of how much loss you have. And I basically am losing a ton of wattage and percentage, and taking the 10 feet off is gonna give me about 6% more power, or I'm going to lose 6% less power.
I've heard it. I played around with that calculator. Man, that's pretty high. 6% for 10 feet. I wasn't expecting that.
I was messing around with the calculations. The closer, like the less cable I had on and the more I was taking off was making less of a difference. So the longer cable run taking off was making more of the difference.
Do you have the proper tools to cut it and crimp on another fitting?
These aren't the crimpable ones, but they are the solderable one connectors. So yeah, it's going to be not fun. I hate doing connectors. I can do Cat 5 no problem, but these ones I suck at them.
Actually, solder is the better way to go, people say.
Basically, it's a 2% difference on my my power, which equates to about 6 watts.
I don't know if I'll be able to hear the difference on 6 watts.
But this gets even more interesting. So if I use my ERP, which is my effective radiated power I think it's called, with my antenna gain, it's actually a little bit more. It's closer to 8 to 10 watts. Actually, it's 15 watts.
15 watts gain?
Yep.
Okay, good.
So I might do that. I'll have to see. And if I ground it on top of it, that'll give me a little bit better SWR. So I could get about 5 to 6% more power out of my radio.
Here's a suggestion, just a suggestion, but do one thing test, do another thing test, so you know what's working and what's not working. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think the cable will make as much difference as the grounding, to be honest with you, judging by your guys' stations. I'm going to do the 2 grounds the way Larry described it, with the cable between the grounds buried in the ground, as far as I can go, of course, but I'm going to keep the grounds completely buried.
Okay. Bud said he's going to do the same thing.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some more water. K6EGG.
What's the cost? Bud can afford it. Nope. What kind of weight can that handle? That's amazing. What kind of weight can that handle? No, I haven't opened it up yet. Kilograms, what was that? Would that be like, I don't know, 6 pounds? Was it European? Why are they doing it that way? Probably cost costs another $1,000 to ship it to you.
I am back. K6EGG from the beautiful city of Chino, 2 miles north of the Chino airport. It's going to be a long night with my daughter.
You're hitting me with an S9 tonight, Greg.
You are doing the same, and it's weird. Fred is not as loud. Like, he's clear, but he's not as loud, and his signal's lower, so that's very strange. It's weird conditions going on tonight.
I still kind of have some loud noise in the background on S5.
It is a full moon, so who knows what's going on. At least I think it is.
So it got in the 90s at your house today?
I think it got to like 90. My car said 92 or something like that when I sat out at it in the parking lot, but it's hard to decipher if that's real or not. But it was definitely pretty warm. The waters in my car were like boiling almost.
Yeah, it definitely was warm. I worked out in the yard this morning. It got pretty hot.
So we skipped right over from winter to summer in about a week, because I think, was it last weekend it was pretty cold?
Yeah, exactly.
I absolutely love the summer. I love summer nights. I got home and people were barbecuing and stuff. You could smell the barbecue in the air. I can't wait to sit in my backyard and watch the sunset and smoke some sort of barbecue meat somehow.
Yeah, let me know. I'll be right over.
Come on down.
I had some barbecue just yesterday. There's this place called Beach City Barbecue here in Long Beach. They make the best pulled pork sandwiches.
My buddy actually goes to that place, and he keeps on telling me about it.
Really? He's heard about it? You've heard of it?
I've heard about it, yep.
It's a small place, you know. It doesn't even have places to sit down to eat, you know, so it's pretty much takeout.
Yeah, my buddy lives, I think it's right Belmont Shores area, something like that, and he's told me about that place.
Yeah, it's pretty killer. It's pretty killer. Their pulled pork is to die for.
I'm looking it up on, oh my goodness. They're, what's it called? I'm having space in here. Their brisket's looking really good.
Yeah, I've had it. It is. It's good. Yeah, they're full-on barbecue type joint, you know what I mean? No, not fake.
I'm actually going to experiment with doing a brisket myself this summer, and start at 11 p.m. and let it go all night and have it ready in the morning or late afternoon. So kind of getting a little nervous about it. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube and what have you. There's a lot you can mess up really quick, and it's a pretty expensive meat. I've only done really ribs and tri-tip and stuff like that. I've done a turkey breast and some chicken wings, but nothing really sizable.
I guess Ward's son's a real barbecue phenom. Maybe you can pick his brain.
I think I will next time. I didn't know he was a meat smoker.
Yeah, Ward hasn't invited me over yet on one of those barbecues.
That's the thing. I've done a lot of testings, and when I have people over and do barbecue, I'm like stressed out trying to get everything timed out. It's really hard. I mean, you got to get it going like the day before, like making sure you have the meat, making sure it's seasoned correctly, and letting it sit in enough time, and you're hoping that the temperature outside is at a decent temperature, because everything plays a factor in it.
Yeah, right. It's not like throwing a couple steaks on. It takes maybe 20 minutes or whatever. It takes hours and hours and hours, right?
Oh, yeah, you got to be patient. If you're not patient, it's not going to work out well for you. And I'm fairly surprised. Sunday night's usually our busiest night, and it's really quiet tonight.
Yeah, curious where everybody's at tonight.
Anybody else on frequency? This is Greg, K6EGG. Any sandbaggers?
And this is WA6QXA, Keith, Long Beach.
Hi, guys. N9QE Larry over here in Harbor City.
Hey, Larry, it's Greg, K6EGG. I think I just mentioned you about 5 minutes ago.
I was over on 240 a little while ago for the net check-in, but I just flung over here killing some time. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, doing good. Yeah, we were just talking about the grounding thing. Greg's going to be doing some grounding, taking some of your advice from that little talk that you had with us a few weeks ago.
Yeah, in fact, I was thinking of buying that one ground test equipment, you know, with the probes, and test my ground here. I don't know if we have one. We were going to buy one at work, and we didn't do it, but I think I'll buy one for work, and then I will use it at my house.
We call that field testing.
Exactly.
What does something like that run?
Well, the one I seen was around 250, but they can easily be into $1,000, $1,500 depending on make and model.
Crazy buying these little devices and things that cost more than the radios alone.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too amateur.
But it might serve the purpose just to get an idea, so. But anyway, pretty hot today. It was like 84, 85 at my house over here today, which was surprising. I didn't realize it was going to get that warm.
Yeah, I worked in the yard today, and I got a little sunburn, actually.
Yeah, I tried to stay out of the sun. I did yard work and stuff yesterday, which was, I guess, a good thing. So, but on the net tonight, I heard the guys from Lake Havasu. They were coming in fairly good with the warmer temperature. Maybe there was some inversion, so I was able to pick them up. I didn't try and contact them, but I heard both the guys from Lake Havasu tonight.
Wow, Lake Havasu, that's a haul.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And, you know, my beam isn't really pointed. It's a little bit off for them. I need to move it a little bit. But I have it fixed on mask, so at some point maybe I'll get a road, take what's on top of the mask off and move the antenna up with the rotor. That's ultimately what I want to do, but just never have got around to it yet there in 9Qing. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, what do you have for a beam there? The beam, correct?
Yeah, the beam that I have is an M-squared 9-element 2-meter beam, and then it's fixed on the mask, you know, on the side of the mask, and I just kind of point it around, get up on the roof and turn it, you know, if I want to work here or there, and leave it there for a while. On top of the mask, I have a Chris Craft R8 vertical. That's 6 through 40 meters.
Yeah, the M-squared, that's what Ford's working on right now. He's working on his halos, his 2-meter halos.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting those, but I didn't. I have a pair of 2-meter loops that were made by a gentleman that's Silent Key now, and I've had him a really long time. I forget his call sign, but anyway, they worked very well. I can't complain. I used them mobile, put them on top of the house, all that sort of thing.
So I guess the main advantage compared to your beam is that they're omnidirectional?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're good for that, to hear around and that sort of thing. I guess the guys from Boson that they're working more vertical for local guys, which is good. That way I can hear around, and then when they call for the guys over there in Arizona, Lake Havasu, that area, I switch over to the beam. For me, I got it set at 65 degrees, and that's about right, but not quite. And so I was able to hear him okay. And I have a mask mount preamp also in line on the beam, but usually I don't use it very much. It just brings up the noise.
Fred was on a little earlier. I don't know if Fred's still out there or not, but he was hearing people up north tonight really well.
Oh, okay. I know Pat, he tries to call a guy from Lone Pine, and that's I know where Lone Pine is. We have a communication site over that way, but that's I'd have to turn my beam, and of course it's not up very high. I'm only up maybe about 15 feet, if that. It could be up higher if I, change things around. But anyway, it works good enough for my purpose at the moment.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
I just stepped out for a second, so I didn't catch what you guys were talking about. Sorry about that. K6EGG.
Do you have any questions with the players on the
we talked about the guys over in Lone Pine and Lake Havasu, that sort of thing. So, but anyway, that's about it. So, but yeah, grounding is a good thing to understand and consider when you look at your radio station as a whole. So, can make a difference.
I will definitely get there eventually. What's your theory on, I have 100 feet of LMR 400. Excuse me. Sorry, my allergies are killing me right now. I was looking at one of these websites that you can type in all your, 100 feet this, using 200 watts this, you're going to gain X amount of feet if you change it to 90 feet. Like to say, take off 10 feet. Do you think it's going to make that big of a difference?
Well, that's kind of subjective depending on what radio frequencies you're going to use with it. What's your intention? VHF, UHF, or HF? That makes all the difference in the world.
This will be for VHF and actually mainly VHF and sometimes UHF.
Okay, well, LMR 400 is an excellent cable for VHF, UHF, depending on the run. If you were going to run 100 feet of LMR 400, you might want to take a look at LMR 600 if you can fit it in. It's a larger cable, so aesthetically and management-wise, it might be more of a challenge, but especially UHF, so at 100 feet, LMR 600 would be better. In fact, I plan on changing, I'm running LMR 600 cable right now on the vertical that I'm talking to you on, and I have LMR 400 cable on my beam, and I'm going to switch that over to LMR 600. Something to think about.
it will help. Maybe help on the noise a little bit, in addition to performance.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get any different cable up to the antenna. So my plan was just try to make any little tiny improvements as I can, like putting the ground in and maybe taking the 10 feet off of the 100 feet that I don't need into my station. So do you think taking 10 feet of cable off of LMR 400 is going to make that big of a difference? Is it worth the aggravation of putting connectors on correctly?
Well, I would say 10 feet probably not. You might not notice any difference at all. I mean, you could run the numbers and look at the numbers and see what the numbers say, but I think if I wouldn't bother myself personally.
That's the kind of answer I was looking for. I appreciate that. Maybe the grounding would probably help more than anything, I'm guessing.
I would say the grounding will help, maybe help your noise floor a little bit. So that probably could help. It won't help your transmission line loss, but for noise and things of that nature, it can help.
Would it help my SWR at all, you think?
No, your SWR is more, it's more character in the antenna and the frequencies that you're operating at, that sort of thing. So grounding won't probably help your SWR. Well, all you can do is check it before and check it after. If you do nothing with the coax and you do nothing with your antenna and you improve your grounding and your SWR goes better, then I guess I'm wrong.
We shall see. I'm peaking at probably looks like about a 1.5 right now, at least on sideband. Usually it's about 1.3 on FM. So I just wondered if it will be, clean that up a little bit. That'd probably help out in my my transmission side of things a little bit as well.
Well, the grounding is going to give you better performance on your noise floor and that sort of thing. If you can ground your antenna, ground your electronics, your station, that sort of thing. That's where you get your improvement. It's not going to change your transmission unless you do something with your transmission line, or I prefer personally myself to get better performance with transmission line and antenna over an amplifier any day.
I got you. Yeah, one of the main reasons why I'm running my amplifier is to get through that 100 feet of coax that unfortunately I'm going to be stuck with forever, at least in this situation.
Yeah, you're using, what kind of connectors on the LMR? Are they going to be N connectors or probably going to be the PL259s, right?
Actually, on the antenna side, it's a N connector because it's a Diamond X50A, I think it is. So it's a different connector on it, basically. And I'm running a PL59 on my radio side.
Comment.
Go, comment.
K6 West. The other station talking about grounding. Have you ever checked before and after when doing grounding on your SWR? Have you ever personally checked that? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, there you answered your question, Greg, because Ward and Keith and me, we did the pros and the cons of grounding, and when we put more grounding, our SWR went down. And I just asked the question, he said he never checked it, so he really don't know.
right, and I said that. And that's very true. So it's something that you have to check, and it would be unique in your geographical location, especially with the soil, conductivity, and everything plays a part in that.
You're right. You're right on that too. Yes, but depending on whatever soil you got, and you put more grounding, it always goes down. The soil what you're talking about, yes, that makes a difference on your grounding going down to your SWR. Yes, that makes a difference. But when you put more grounding in, no matter what soil you got, your SWR will go down.
Okay, well, I don't think I've ever checked it from that perspective, but I plan on doing that maybe in the next month or so here at my house.
Greg. Hey, Greg, I can't believe you asked me these other questions when I proved to you and Greg and Keith all the tests we made and did. Ward did a lot of tests with a $1,000 analyzer before and after. Warren, you still in there?
I always like to get different opinions. Always. It's more rounded because different experience and different things, and sometimes some things work for some people and sometimes some things don't work for other people. So I guess that's my main big thing, and see what would work best for him. Maybe it'll work good for me. You know what I mean?
That's true too, but he didn't do the testing properly, so he don't know. Anyway, I was hearing stations up there in Lone Pine and Mammoth tonight. I told you that. And you've seen a picture I showed to keep my noise level is 0. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. KN6OS.
AJ60.
AJ60, KN6OS. Good evening, Curtis. You notice anything different on my signal tonight?
Well, I'm just using my vertical antenna at the moment. You're like an S6. Is that good?
Well, yeah, I know. But is the audio different? Anything? Do you notice anything different about it? Because I made some more changes here. So, did my audio get more pronounced, more active, more pronounced, clearer? You notice anything different?
Okay, you do want me to tell you the truth, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Okay, well, it sounds the same as the last time I talked to you. I mean, it sounds good. It's loud. I can tell that you, as a person, you talk a little bit, you're probably like me. I probably talk a little bit too loud into my microphone, but it sounds great. I have no problems hearing you at all.
Okay, yeah, your signal's down tonight, but that's because the band is changing, and I know the signals are down in the band tonight. I've seen it on 2 meters to Catalina, all that, yeah. But even though the signals are down, I still hear you very loud. What I did was I grounded my garage door. It's a big reflector, and it's actually pointing toward your way. Not exactly your way, but toward your direction. So it's a big piece of 16 feet by 20 feet of metal. So I grounded to that. I hooked that into my counterpoise.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I have a 40-meter ground-mounted vertical, and I have, and that vertical is 30 feet tall, and I added a 32-foot-long reflector, a quarter wavelength behind it, and a quarter wave in front of it. I put 2 directors, and it gives me about 8 dB gain. It works fantastic. So doing that does work.
Right. Hey, Greg, K6EGG, Golf. Can you hear Curtis up there in the high desert?
Oh, I can barely hear him. He's a weak signal.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, I hear him real loud, real clean and clear. Real loud. The signal's weak, but his audio is real loud, like he was right next to me. So that's what I'm proving on all my grounding, how sensitive my receiver is.
I I hear him quite strong tonight, actually, Fred. He's really good. He is always sounding good to me. In fact, he might be sounding, he's running his vertical, so I think he's sounding a little better than normal for me, at least, as opposed to running his beam.
Yeah, you're coming in like an F7 on my vertical, Greg, and if I switch over to my beam, you're like an F2. So, yeah, this is probably one of the strongest times I've ever heard you, for sure. But I wanted to mention that I ran a Diamond X50A for about 5 years in a house that I was renting. It was in a HOA, and I put the antenna in the attic, and it just barely fit. I can tell you, right now, I still have that antenna. I think it's like 4-something dBi gain. If you subtract 2.15 dBs from that, it comes out like a 2.1 dBd gain, which is not very much. For me, I would highly recommend that you put up something like at least a GP6 that will give you, 2 or 3 dB gain more than what you're using.
I would absolutely love to do that, but there's no way I'm going to get up there on my roof and change that out. Plus, I live in a track home, and it's kind of sticking out. And this was kind of a go-between to not make my wife upset, I guess you can say. So this is, unfortunately, the best I can do antenna-wise for now, at least in this location, which I plan on staying at this point. I would really, really love to get a higher gain antenna, but I'm going to have to get ground radios or guy wires and stuff. And I'm so close to my neighbor, I'm not going to be able to put the ground wires or the guy lines where I need to put them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I think the X50 that you have is like almost 6 feet tall, so it's pretty small. It's pretty small. And the GP6 is 11 feet, so you really don't need to put the antenna higher in the air. You just need a taller antenna with more gain. And I think the GP9, which I'm using right now, is 17 feet tall. But for you in your situation, I think that would probably make the biggest improvement. I also, when I bought a copy of the ham radio handbook, it came with a software program called TLW, which means Transmission Line Program for Windows. And I put in LMR 400, 100 feet, and I put in SWR of 1.5, and it says you would get a total line loss of 1.74 dB loss. And then I put it in for 90 feet, and you would have a total line loss of 1.5. So it's not worth cutting 10 feet off. And I also tried LMR 600. Let me see. I can program it in real quick. This is a really cool program. It's really easy. So let me put in the link. 100 feet, LMR 600 with a SWR of 1.5. You'd still have a total line loss of 1.09 dB. So you gain a little bit, but I think the antenna for you would probably make the biggest improvement. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I really wish I can get another antenna. I had to have this one professionally installed, and it was a lot of money because I couldn't get up to where I wanted to do it and where I needed to put it, at least that I thought the best transmission point of my house was. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that. Unless that thing dies and I run into a bunch of money, I'm just kind of stuck with dealing with what I have. So I'm going to try to have to make any tiny little improvements along the way, like grounding maybe, to help my station to, get a little, squeeze as much out as I can at this point, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I've had to deal with that. I am a retired electrician, so and my wife and I, for many years, we managed apartments. So we were apartment managers. So I know what it's like to live in a place where, I just, even if I can put an outdoor antenna up vertical, I was happy, and because I was never able to get it up high enough. And I did use the Jeep X50A, and compared to a mag mount antenna put on the roof, it was by far way better. So it works good in that respect. But if you can ever talk your wife into it, or find some way to put like at least a GP6, you will double I think the range, and you will be really surprised on how much better you can hear. I mean, even go from a GP6 to a GP9, it made a huge difference in my reception.
Yeah, if I ever decide to do that, I'm going to basically swap everything out. The antenna, the feed line to my police scanners, everything. But I kind of put this in here to last at least 10 years, so I still got another few more years. And I don't really know anybody that professionally installs antennas anymore, like the guy I had done, I think it was probably 6 years ago. So, or maybe, it was about 6 years ago. Unless you know somebody.
Well, I know Fred. I mean, he's ready to go at a drop of a hat.
That's a long way up my house. I don't even want to get up there. I'm in pretty decent shape, although I have a little bit of a bad back. But this guy had like climbing stuff, and he was harnessed in, and he welded stuff in, and it was like he did a really good job.
What do you think, Fred?
Did the hat hit the floor yet?
He's looking for somebody to install an antenna. I don't. Do you know any? Well, I'm sure there are professional antenna installers. I think probably you, Fred, KN6OS. I think you qualify as a professional antenna installer, right?
Yeah. What's he want to install? A beam or what?
No, I mean, he's using an X50A diamond, which is, it's only barely 6 feet tall. He needs something that's, at least 11 or 17 feet. The antenna itself does not need to be higher. He just needs a higher gain antenna.
Man, that's easy to install. Where does he live?
Well, Greg, he lives in Chino.
Okay, what's the problem, Greg?
I'm okay with what I have right now. I don't really have the cash flow that I had 2 years ago with all this stuff going on with COVID being closed down. But at this point, I'm going to keep the antenna system I have. I was just going to try to tweak out as much as I could with what I have at this point, because I don't have the funds, and I don't really want to redo everything I have set in my office as well, because I'd have to pull out all the feed lines to put new in.
I thought TV people made a lot of money.
We did pretty good till the pandemic hit.
So how's your antenna now? Is it attached to a chimney? Is it attached to the eaves of the house? Or is it on a pole that's going down to the ground? I mean, how do you got it set up now?
It's attached to my chimney with a 10-foot pole and a crossbar that has the X50A and a discone antenna onto it.
Who put the brackets on a chimney? Are those is that a bracket that wraps around the chimney, or is it a bracket that drills into the chimney?
It's a bracket they drilled into the chimney.
Who put that up?
A guy out of Orange County. He was like a professional installer. He used to do like tower stuff. I can't think of his name right now.
Well, what you could do there, you could put a hinge on that thing, and you could put a longer pole on. You could walk that antenna up.
I would have to replace the feed line, though.
Oh, yeah. While you're worried about the antenna up there, you can put a little winch on it so in the daytime you put it down for the neighbors, and at night you can winch
There's a couple, like I was telling Curtis, there's a couple things. I can't do any more. I can't go any more higher because I'll need guy wires because of the wind in my area, and I can't put the guy wires symmetrically where I need to put them because I'm so close to another house.
Well, you didn't hear me. We got it on a hinge. It's laying down. It's windy. It's laying down on your roof. The wind dies down. You hit the button. It winches it up. And you're way up in the air. And you winch it up at nighttime. Nobody knows it's even up in the air.
Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, Fred, Greg really doesn't need to put his antenna higher. I mean, it would be nice. It's always higher is better. But, when you go up in gain in antennas, the antennas automatically get taller. So, I think the X50 only has like maybe 1/5/8 or 1/2 inch or half wave radio inside of it for, transmitting. GP6 has 2 5/8 waves in a collinear, and the GP9 has 3. And the one that Ward has 4, that's like the maximum you can get. I have a GP6 right here laying on top of my roof. I think it's probably not even hardly a year old. I would just give it to you for nothing, for free. And it's about 11 feet tall. So your antenna really doesn't need to be taller. You just need a higher gain antenna. So I'm offering that if you ever decide you want, a free GP6 that looks brand spanking new, I only had it up for about not even a year. I'll just give it to you.
I would love to take that off your hands, but I have no way of getting that thing back up there, up on my mast there. So I just can't do it at this time, unfortunately. I would love to improve my antenna, but it's almost impossible right now.
Okay, well, I'm just, I have an antenna, GP6. I'm not using it. I'll probably never use it because I don't want to downgrade, So just thought I'd mention that, just in case Fred was brave enough to go down there and replace your X50A, which it's a good antenna. I still have mine. It's in my garage, too. It's not being used for anything, but it is a good antenna. It's something that you would probably want to step up in gain someday. So anyway, I'll take a standby and kind of listen. K6EGG and KN60SAJ60.
Hey, Greg, what's so hard about getting on your roof? What do you got, a pitch? 45-degree angle pitch on your roof?
No, it's a 2-story, and it's like a steep 2-story, if you know what I mean.
It's real steep?
Very steep.
Okay, well, how'd the other guy get up there?
He wrapped the harness around the chimney and went up.
Okay. Oh, he went up on the outside, straight up the chimney?
He went up over my first story and then put another ladder up and then went on the second story and then strapped himself around the chimney that way.
Okay, he roped himself up there.
By the way, Curtis, so I have 4.2 dB of gain, and the GP6 has 6.5. That's not a big difference in gain-wise, what do you think?
Well, you usually want to figure antenna gain by dBd compared to a real antenna dipole. A dBi is compared to a fictional antenna that does not exist, which means dB over isotropic antenna. So to get the correct dB gain of any antenna, you have to subtract 2.15 dB from your dBi, and that'll give you the true dBd gain. But even 2 dBs, you double your power for every 3 dB gain you get. So you're almost doubling your output power when you go from X50 to a GP6.
And with the 200 watts ERP off that antenna would be doing really good.
Oh, yeah, you would definitely for sure see a big improvement. I even saw a big improvement when I went from a GP6 to GP9.
Don't get me thinking about this, because I'm not going to be able to do this.
Okay, well, just, you know, ham radio friends are very giving, and I know Fred, he likes to, he'll come over and help anybody do anything. That's just the way he is.
Well, hey, we put people on the moon. Anything's possible if you think about it. If you don't work it out, it'll never happen, Greg. It'll never happen.
Yeah, I totally understand. I just don't want anybody to get hurt up there, because I don't even like going up there myself.
Well, that's you. You ever been up in a small airplane?
Many, many times. I'm a million miler on Delta Airlines as well.
I'm talking about in a small airplane.
Oh, yeah, I've been up many, many times.
You ever jump out of a small airplane?
I have no desire to jump out of a perfectly operating plane.
Oh, yeah, or in case the engine fails, you got that option to jump.
I'm good with staying in the plane. I don't like to risk stuff like that, personally.
Well, if the wing's coming off, I'm telling you what, I'm jumping.
You just make sure you fly in one of those airplanes that has a built-in parachute.
Yeah, it's called airborne. Airborne!
SR-22, what a beautiful plane that is.
That's the parachute, yeah. A lot of guys, I've seen that. They open up the chute too low and they hit the ground anyway.
And if you open up the chute, that airplane's toast.
I know, but they got to open up the chute about 800 feet. Anything below that, they're going to hit the ground. The chute don't open up fast enough. Well, now the new one's got a rocket on it, shoots the chute up.
Well, that's definitely better than having no chute.
Oh, yeah. But when you hit the ground, you're not going to say, oh, shoot. You're going to say, oh, F.
Well, that's you, Fred. OS.
That was a good one, Curtis. Curtis, how you doing tonight? Just keep WA6QXX.
Oh, I'm doing good tonight. Are you hearing me okay on my vertical?
S7, you're doing a fine job.
Okay, yeah, I switch back and forth between my beam and my vertical, and you're the same signal strength. If I go to my beam, Greg is, really, really low. But on my vertical, it's like a S7, so it's some of that RF voodoo going on.
It's been a fun night tonight. Very interesting conversations.
Every night you talk on the radio is fun.
Yeah. Anyway, on the net there, the Mozo net. Mozo. Yeah, I heard June Lake and Mammoth coming in tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I can usually hear the guy up in Lone Pine. It takes a little bit of time for me to swing my antenna around towards that direction. And I've talked to the guy in Lake Havasu, and I have to swing my antenna around, the opposite direction, which means I pretty much lose the control operators for the Bozo net, but I hear the guys in Havasu, really good. So I've been able to contact, two of the stations over there once before, so that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting a beam up here in the next couple of weeks. Put a beam up.
Well, do it.
I will. I might be too loud for you then.
I got an attenuator, no problem. And my rotator is the Yaesu G450A, which I think gets $299 from HRO. But then you got to buy the control cable that controls it, and I think that's like another $100 for 50, 60 feet, something like that.
Oh, the control cable, the wires, right? The 6-gauge wires, 6 wires?
Yeah, you probably buy yourself from Home Depot and put your own connectors on, but I didn't want to go through all that hassle, so I just bought it already pre-made.
Oh, they got a pre-made plug and play, huh?
Absolutely, and I think it's Yaesu's, it's their cheapest rotor, the 450A, but it's heavy duty enough to handle, any type of VHF, UHF array that you want to put up.
Yeah, I had the other one. I made the connection before myself put on the end, but that one's got a round plug. You plug in and the rotor there. Okay. Yeah, I looked at $299. Keith looked up some other rotors, TV rotors, that were $120 or $200. But you know what? I'd rather go with the $300 one made by Yaesu, a lot better, well built. For $100 difference, I want a full on TV rotor.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it might turn your antenna, the cheap ones, but as soon as the wind starts blowing, it's going to blow it in like a weather vane. So that's the biggest benefit of, the Yaesu and the ham rotators, is they have a really good brake system. So once it's pointed one direction, it ain't going to move.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. It's got a good brake on it, huh?
My antenna has never moved from where I point it.
Okay. Okay, the other thing, a lot of those TV rotors are inside of a cage, and you come up with your shaft to another bearing, pilot bearing, whatever, a stretch bearing, and then going up to the antenna. So you got your mast right on top of the rotor going up to the antenna, or you got yours going up to another little cage with a thrust bearing?
Well, when you buy the rotor, it's made to be installed inside of a tower, but you can buy the bottom clamp section. I think it's like $35, which allows you to mount it right on the end of a round mast. So that's how I have mine. So, so mine's mounted to the end of like an 1.5 inch metal mast. And then I use 1.25 inch PVC to mount my beam antenna on, so that I don't get any interaction between metal and stuff, and it works great.
How many element beam you got?
Well, it's only 10 feet long, so it has 10 elements vertical and 10 elements horizontal.
Oh, you got a fairly good sized beam, 10 elements.
Yeah, I think it's called it's made by Cushcraft, and it's called the 20T, 20 Tango, which, it's 20 elements altogether, but you can all use, 10 at a time, 10 either vertically polarized or 10 horizontally polarized.
Yeah, I got it, but I'm going to shy away Cushcraft. I'd rather go with M Square. They use, 60, 61T aircraft stuff, a lot better quality stuff.
Yeah, Cushcraft isn't exactly my favorite. I wanted M Squared to start with, but they didn't have anything in the price range or what I wanted to do. They have a lot of antennas that would do circular polarization, but I couldn't find any that you can switch between vertical and horizontal.
Well, now I was thinking of putting an egg beater up.
Well, yeah, if you're going to do satellite work.
I wonder if I'm not doing satellite work in the meantime, how will that work out with an egg beater?
Well, if you want to talk to airplanes and stuff like that and people that are not too far away from you, it probably works great.
Okay. Okay, 10 element beam. Whoa, how long is that thing?
It's only 10 feet long, so that's actually pretty small, which means, the beam width, where I point it, I don't have to be exactly pointed at the person, just kind of like in the general direction. If you buy an M Squared one, which is around about almost 20 feet long, you got to point them almost exactly right at the people.
Yeah, I had one before. I don't want to go that big. So you're from end to end, it's 12 feet long. You're not talking about the center point, the radius of the circumference. End to end, you're 10 feet long. How wide?
Yeah, it's 10 feet long, from end to end. So it's not, for a 10 element beam, it's actually pretty small. And I think the reflector is, 38 inches or maybe 40 inches. It's not big. It's small.
Now I'm looking at M score here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got a 9 element beam.
Yeah, I looked at that one, and when you buy it, it comes with 9 elements if you want to, have it tuned to the lower portion of the band for sideband. Then it comes with 9 elements if you want to be more of in the FM range, and then you can choose, if you want it sideband, then you put it horizontal. If you want to talk FM, you put it vertical. So that's actually a pretty cool feature.
Okay, 14.8 dBd gain, not dBi.
Yeah, it's got a lot of gain. I think that's the one that Pat uses down the hill, and when he points his antenna to the high desert, I know it.
Yeah, I had M-square antennas before. They cost a little bit more, but they're better built out of better aluminum. It's out of 6061T, that's high-grade aluminum. That's aircraft stuff, It's very strong.
KN6OS, AJ60. Yeah, I do have an M-squared 11-element 70-centimeter beam. If you look on my QRZ page and you scroll all the way down to the very last picture, you'll see it. It's not on rotor. It's not on a rotor. I just have it on my mast. That's the same mast that's holding my vertical antenna, and I have it permanently pointed towards the Cajon Pass, and it's an in-mount antenna. So it's not very, being 70 centimeters, it's pretty small. I think it's maybe 6 feet long.
Yeah, okay. The boom length on this one is 14 feet 6 inches.
Yeah, so, as you, M-squared antennas are, they're designed to have the highest gain that you can get, so that they have to make them, pretty much wide spaced to get that. When you go less wide space, you still get, good gain, but you get a lot wider beam width, so you don't have to be pointed exactly right at somebody. You can be, I think it's like 39, 40 degree beam width, so it's pretty wide.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, turning radius 8 feet. So turning radius, that means 8 feet on one side, 8 feet on the other side.
Yeah, that's good. I'd love, probably my next beam antenna, if I ever take this one down, it'll be an M-squared.
Yeah, that's the only way to go. They're expensive, but they're worth it.
Yeah, when I put the 70-centimeter 11-element beam up, you can tell right off the bat, wow, this is like some really good design stuff, and all the elements are exactly perfectly lined up.
Antenna I think I'll get. KN6 West. I gotta go hit the bathroom. KN6 West, 73. I'll be back.
Okay, Fred, now I'm going to take a standby and listen for a while. By the way, Fred, I heard you, what was it, like maybe 5:30 this morning on 5.2 Simplex? I hear you get up there and say, good morning. And I think you were talking to Keith or someone. It was early this morning. I didn't, get on there and say hi or anything. But I know you get up early and you get on the radio first thing in the morning. So that's just thought I'd mention that. So anyway, I'm going to take a standby and listen. KN6OS, AJ60.
Well, where I get that from? Remember that one guy used to go, good morning, Vietnam. You remember that movie?
Oh, yeah, that was Robin Williams.
That's where I get that from.
Well, that's what it reminded me of.
What are you doing up so early in the morning?
Well, I had all my grandkids up here and all my sons, so I had to get up and clean the house and get prepared for them. It's a lot of people when you have everybody over. It's quite exhausting, but we got through it. I survived.
Keith got up this morning at 6:30. He called me. He says, you're not here. I said, hey, bud, I was up before you even got up. Now you got proof. You heard me out there, huh?
Oh, yeah, I hear you out there. I turn my radio on first thing in the morning, even even though I don't get on it that early because I got to have coffee first and I got to talk to my wife, find out, okay, what are we doing today? Nothing good. I'm going to my room. Hasta la vista. AJ60.
K6EGG. That got your attention the way I made that radio call, huh?
Yeah, and you do that pretty much every day.
I like that. It gets everybody's attention.
Hey, Fred, how's your sister doing?
She's doing real good. She's doing real good. You know, she wants to go somewhere here and there. I said, no. Got to keep laying down. She got a special chair you got to lay down. And then she's got a little mirror. She looks into it, comes up to another little mirror, reflects up, and then she can watch TV. She got to keep her head down the whole time. She says it's getting boring. I said, well, you got a couple more days to go yet.
Well, you are a good brother, for sure. Not everybody, that are family members would do something like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? Guess what? She works for Kellogg's Fertilizer. She's been a Kellogg's Fertilizer secretary for 30 years. She's number one secretary underneath the boss. The boss came to my house twice. He came the first day, bought balloons, and he bought a cake and everything, and a get well card. Next day he came over, he bought steak, salad, and everything. Really? That's the boss of Kellogg's Fertilizer.
Yeah, it's hard to find any companies that would do something like that, definitely for sure. I mean, there's some out there, but you won't find very many. Okay, Fred, go do what you are going to do. I don't know, make a cup of coffee or do something. I'll be standing here and listening for at least for a little bit. AJ60.
Anyway, do you like my opening greeting in the morning? I thought it's neat because it gets a lot of people's attention. A lot of people hear somebody call blah, 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 and they don't pay attention. But when I put a call like that, that really gets their attention. Good morning, California out there. KN6-73. We'll catch you a little bit. You out there, Keith?
You out there, Keith, still? K6EGG?
I don't know where he went, but I'm gonna make a pot of coffee here. I don't know where he went, but anyway, Keith was telling me I don't get up early in the morning. He talked to me 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30. I don't know. He said, "Hey, you don't get up early." I said, "Keith, I'm up every morning at 5 o'clock on the radio." Anyway, you heard AJ60. He heard me. You heard the comments because I do get out there. I go to bed usually midnight, 1 o'clock, and I'm back on the radio at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a ham operator. I ain't out here that much. I'm only out here 20 hours a day.
Oh, there's no way I could do 20 hours a day. Maybe when I'm retired at some point. But anyways, I think I'm going to call it a night here. This is Greg, K6EGG from the city of Chino, 2 miles north of the Chino airport. I'll probably be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, though. So tune in. So anyways, I'll take care. And Keith and Curtis and Fred, if you guys, Fred, obviously you're still here. Curtis, if you're still listening, take care. I'll talk to you soon there. K6EGG will be clear.
Real good there, Greg. Well, your signal came up. You're 5x5, 5x6. The band's getting better now. I heard you louder before, up to 5x9. But the audio sounds the same when you were 5x1, 5x2 to me. The only difference is the signal came up. And I told you the band was low tonight. But anyway, what I'm trying to prove my point is with good grounding, I can still talk and still hear everybody out there. Kilo November 6, Oscar Sierra, the voice of Cerritos, 3 miles west of Knott's Berry Farm, 73s.
Yeah, good night, Greg, and talk to you later. We're looking forward to the next streaming extravaganza. K6EGG, AJ60.
Take care, Curtis. All righty here. So let's do webcam only. Thank you for watching the stream, everybody. I really appreciate the support. A little lower current or viewers tonight than normal. It seemed to be a slow night on ham radio as well. I didn't notice that many check-ins on Bozo. in the first 15 minutes that I normally I'm tuning in. So, pardon me. That's my allergies kicking in. My eyes are all red. This time of year is really bad for my my sinuses and everything. But part of the reason why I'm signing off tonight because I'm not feeling too hot. But I know I'm not sick. That's a positive thing. With that being said, once again, appreciate the support. And we hope to be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this coming week, starting this week. So with that being said, you guys all have a good night. This is Greg, K6EGG. I'm signing off.